health information. It misses a lot of domestic violence information. So they're being approved with those pieces missing. When we at least do it here, we're capturing some more of that piece. So yes, I would stay with the program we have and support it fully. Thank you.
I have a concealed carry permit, and I went through the process, and I actually have nothing negative to say about it. It was a great process. It was actually went smooth. It was streamlined. I came in, I went through the process, and I've even renewed mine since then. And I didn't have the long waits that a lot of people have experienced, although I do know they exist. I wouldn't trust anybody else with the process. I think it's important for the Sheriff's Office to continue handling the process. I think that the data captured, the fact that people have to come in and pick those up, you get face-to-face contact with them, I think that's very, very important. I support the Second Amendment, and I think we need to continue that through the Sheriff's Office. Thank you.
Not much left I can say on that issue, because they basically took everything I was going to say. I think it's a good, I think we're doing good at it. I think the sheriff's doing good at it. I think the background check's spot on, and you know, I think we do need to check into the mental health aspect of it, and some of the people that are doing it. But I mean, other than that, those gentlemen are spot on, and I agree with everything they said. There's nothing I can add to it, but I agree with them and support the Second Amendment fully. So that's about where I stand. Thank you.
All right, this is the last question of the night before our final closure from each candidate. This question is going to be a little different. We'll throw them a curve. We're all going to have a scenario. Okay, I want you to imagine the following scenario that has taken place in Cabarrus County and give us what your first move would be as the sheriff of Cabarrus County. And Rick Barrett's my first man. And Rick Barrett, you have a plane crashed on the runway at Concord Regional Airport with multiple casualties. What would be your first response as the Cabarrus County Sheriff?
I think my first response would be to get first responders on the scene to notify everybody that we have a serious situation. I think it would be to get enforcement people in place to control traffic flow. I know there's a process where you have to reach out to the FAA. If it's at the airport, I'm sure somebody probably already has done that, but I would check to make sure. I would make sure that we notify our local hospitals. I would make sure that we reach out to for additional support from our outlying counties, because if it's that big of an issue or an event, then I'm pretty sure we're probably going to need to use hospitals and emergency personnel from other areas. And I think it would be important to make sure that I'm on the scene, that I'm getting information as it happens. And I think that the airport is set up. They probably are prepared they practice for those type of events. And I think it's just important to reach out and get as many resources as we can to get involved. Thank you.
Okay, next scenario is for Adam Peck.
I thought I had the same one. I was writing down.
Children are on the playground at a local elementary school, and they have been taken hostage. A person of interest is threatening to kill them. What would be your first move as the Cabarrus County Sheriff?
Probably call Jamie Barnhart, our sniper out here, but that's not to make light of the situation, but he's a good shot, and I worked with him for many years. That's something I would attack aggressively. I would utilize and initiate our SWAT team. I'd call every single one of them. I'd be with them. We'd obviously have to set a perimeter up. We'd have to start negotiations with the guy, make sure there's nothing, staying in contact with them, making sure we can distract them and divert them long enough to where we can where we can set our guys up in the perimeter that can take the long shots. Because obviously, if you see somebody coming in straight forward, he's going to get antsy. He's either going to start shooting people or take them out away from the playground. And you want to keep them out in the open, in my opinion, as long as you can. Gives us the best opportunity to take them out. And we'd start that. I'd utilize that. I'd contact, of course, your paramedics and everybody and put them on standby. And fire departments and get them ready, but I wouldn't want them. I wouldn't want them walking out of there. I can promise you that. I'd let my boys go to work, and we'd handle them. So, thank you.
Here's a good one. Scenario for Van Shaw. There has been a bomb threat made against Charlotte Motor Speedway during the race. While the race is in progress, what would be your first move as the Cabarrus County Sheriff?
Having worked that event for many years, strategically resources are placed on scene at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. So obviously we have to weigh the credibility of the threat versus the panic that we could create. If it's a suspicious device, we have it isolated. Our bomb squad, the Cabarrus County Sheriff's Office bomb squad, is always on site at any event that's a major event at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So they are going to be able to go in and do a preliminary check of that suspicious package. They can bring out their x-ray machine, they can do it remotely, they have a robot that can go up and do it. Now, that would need to be done immediately because we've got to then assess. If it comes back that the x-rays are telling us, yes, it looks like a bomb, then we've got to simultaneously be working with the incident command structure that's always in place with the Speedway. It's off-site in Concord. It's not located there for obvious reasons. If there's a catastrophic event, you don't want to take out your incident command. So it's located in Concord. That would be starting a process of drawing up and looking at the plans that are already in place for getting individuals out of that facility. Counterflow, all types of operation. So in that incident command post is the highway patrol. You know, information that can be shared across emergency management, EMS, pre-staging those resources that we may need. So it's not one thing that should be going on, it's multiple things that should be going on. But a sheriff shouldn't fool themselves into thinking that they have to do every bit of it. They should be working as a team with their community partners and making sure they know those community partners before we have an incident. Making sure we've tested and trained before we have an incident. Thank you very much.
That's the last of our questions tonight before our candidates give their 2-minute closing. But I just wanted to say a few words that all week my phone has been ringing off the hook all the way to the state chairman of the Republican Party in North Carolina to make sure this is a fair and impartial forum. And we've recruited 3 people to ask questions. I've had everything from to make sure I don't make any facial expressions all week. I've heard that kind of stuff. Does everybody feel this has been a fair and impartial debate? I expressed to all the candidates this morning, if it wasn't, that would be on me. So I hope I've done a good job of trying to make this as fair and impartial for all 3 guys. I appreciate you all 3 coming. I think it was a great opportunity to see their personalities, their stances on issues, and everything we need to know about them. And I appreciate y'all coming. We're going to move on to our closing statements. And Rick Merritt, you are first.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you coming out tonight. Basically, I'd like to say I hope you don't judge me too harshly by what you heard tonight. I was very, very nervous. I was an instructor for the Highway Patrol. I trained several law enforcement officers, rather they be with the state local or county. And when you have a training set of standards in front of you and you're in front of a group of people talking and you're going over that training, it makes it relatively simple. When you get up here and you have to talk about yourself, you're talking to a group of strangers, and basically, you know, everybody in front of you is judging you. It makes it very, very difficult. And I hope you don't think any less of me from what I've displayed tonight. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. And in summary, I'd like to say, you know, this forum has been great. It's given me an opportunity to come out and grow myself. You know, the thing about it is, if I sit at home and I don't get out in the public and I don't come out and do these kind of things, then I don't actually benefit from it. In addition to that, a lot of the decisions the sheriff makes, they're not made in isolation. They're made with a team around you. I'm standing here tonight and basically I'm in isolation. These questions are popped. We have to respond to them quickly. The catastrophic events that we were presented, a lot of those, you have to make quick decisions on. But the majority of what the sheriff does, they're not quick decisions and they're not made in isolation. Thank you.
I do want to thank you guys for putting it on and keeping it fair and unbiased, in my opinion. I think y'all did a very good job. And I want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight and taking time out of their evening to come see us. Thank you. I mean, and you know, the sheriff doesn't, like Rick was kind of touching on there, the sheriff doesn't have to be the smartest person in the room. He just has to surround himself with the best people. I mean, Donald Trump proves that. I love him to death, but I mean, he does. I love him to death, but you just got to surround yourself with the best people. You know, I mean, you know, I'm not going to sit here, you know, I'm 36 years old. Some of the experience and things I've gone through in my life is, I mean, some people can't relate to, but at the same time, I can't compare with some people that have 20 more years of experience than me, but I can put them in positions that can help me, and I can grow, and I can be your next 20-year sheriff. And I just want to thank you guys for coming out, and I hope you guys got to see a better light of me. And on my cards, on my website, and on everything else is my personal cell phone number. Anyone here has a question, anyone here has a problem, anyone here has a comment, just feel free to call me anytime. I'm an open book. I'm going to keep it transparent. I'm looking forward to doing great things. I started in the jail. You know, I've done it from the jail. I mean, I slung trays. I can feel the pain from multiple different divisions. And I just think it's a good thing coming in May, and I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Lanny and Jennifer, thank y'all for putting this on. Thank y'all for coming. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to use my 2 minutes just because I feel compelled to maybe clear up a couple of things. One of them is about our school resource officers. Each one of those are selected specifically for the school that they're at. The ability to get along with that school administration, that age group of kids, and be effective where they are. Number two, they are nationally certified both in DARE and SRO. So they do have the national certifications. The other thing is, every sworn law enforcement officer in Cabarrus County Sheriff's Office has been through de-escalation training through the Dolan Consultant Group. The reason I can say it was with conviction is because I helped teach it. I helped teach the class. So I want to make sure that you understand you've got quality people doing a quality job. They are trained on rapid deployment. They're trained on craze. They understand the challenges ahead of them, and they pack it all in the 2 months that they're not in school and can't leave. The other thing, I'm not a politician. I'm a career law enforcement officer. Yes, I can stand up here and talk, and I can probably talk with the best of them. But you know what? That's because I have a passion for being a law enforcement officer and a passion for being a leader. And I'll bring that passion to Cabarrus County Sheriff's Department, this county, and especially be passionate about each and every citizen in this county. I thank you.
Citizens District. We have 30 guns in 30 days. So Dana Coulter led us in the pledge. Dana, if you would stand up, please. Please see Dana if you are interested, $30 each or 4 for $100. He's got the list of guns. It's fantastic. Also, thank you all for coming, and thank you all, the audience, for coming. Please do come to our meeting. It would be wonderful if you started coming to Republican Party meetings. We'd love to see you. Dr. Ola, are you here? Dr. David Ola? Thought I saw him. But you all, please, if you would, just express to Mr. Winstead, I believe he is here. He's a trustee of the college. We really appreciate them providing the facility. And also, Abdullah Lee usually does our sound. He was called away on an urgent matter. And thank you, Javon Johnson, for filling in. We really appreciate it. Lanny is going to say a few more things. And candidates, if you would, stick around and we'll have some photo opportunities. And we'll put it on Facebook. Thank you.
First of all, let's give these three guys a round of applause. I just want to say, if you hadn't ever stood up in front of 200 people before and told your views, you don't know what they just went through, and I want to tell you they did a great job. And I'm proud of all three of them, because people don't realize it's not that easy to stand up like they just did and not answer the questions on the internet. You know, and they done it live, and I appreciate them coming and doing that. And it's been a great event, great crowd, and just remember, as Rick Barrett said, when this is just a primary, we still have a general election, and we have a Democrat opponent. So let's don't quit when we get our guy. We have to get behind our guy and make sure we win it. We don't want to have a hiccup and have a great Republican candidate and lose in the general. So when this is over with, it's like Rick said, we all got to come together and get behind our guy. So I appreciate everybody coming.